Original post, I walked in on my brother and my ex, wrapped up together like I never mattered. They'd been secretly dating behind my back for over a year. My girlfriend, my brother, while I trusted them both, they betrayed me in silence. I don't know what hurts more, the liar who lied. I never imagined betrayal would come from both sides of the people I trusted most, but here I am, sitting alone in my apartment, trying to process the fact that my brother, the person who shared my childhood, my blood, and my ex-girlfriend, the woman I thought I would marry, have been together for over a year, and I only found out because I happened to show up early to dinner. Let me back up. I, 29 male, was with Emily, 28 female, for 5 years. We met in college and moved in together shortly after graduating. We had plans. We talked marriage, kids, everything. She was my best friend, my person, the one I thought I'd grow old with. Things weren't perfect, but they were real. At least I thought so. 10 months ago, Emily broke up with me, said she felt lost, like she didn't know who she was anymore, that she needed space. Cried when she said it, told me it wasn't my fault, that I was a great boyfriend and someday I'd find someone who could love me the way I deserved. All those vague, comforting lies people say when they walk away. I didn't take it well. I won't lie. I fell apart. The apartment felt like coffin. Her absence echoed through every hallway. I started sleeping on the couch, eating takeout, barely functioning at work. The only person who seemed to show consistently for me, my younger brother Liam, 26 meters. Liam was the charming one growing up, always the one people gravitated toward. I was more reserved, more careful, but we were close, not just. We grew up together close. I genuinely considered him friend. He'd stop by with six-pack, drag me out to dinner, tried to lift my spirits. He told me Emily was selfish for the way she ended things. He said I deserved better. He even helped me pack up some of Emily's stuff when she didn't want to come collect it herself. Looking back, I realized he looked off, anxious, but I chalked it up to discomfort. Who wouldn't feel awkward returning cheating ex's sweaters to crying brother? Fast forward to last weekend, my mom had invited both me and Liam for family dinner. Nothing fancy, just a little Sunday meal like we used to do when we were kids. She asked me to bring wine. Said she might be late getting back from the store, but I could let myself in. I got there early. The house was quiet. I used the spare key, stepped inside, and headed toward the kitchen, until I heard voices from the living room, laughing in silence and kiss. I didn't want to believe it. I froze, but something inside me already knew. I stepped closer, and there they were, Emily and Liam, curled up together on the couch, her hand in his hair, his arm around her waist, kissing like they'd done 1,000 times. They didn't see me right away. I just stood there in complete silence, watching the two people I loved most act like I never existed. Emily turned first. Her face went pale. She sat up fast, like he'd caught stealing candy. Liam's eyes widened, and all he managed was, "Shit." I didn't yell. I didn't even raise my voice. I asked one thing, "How long?" Emily opened her mouth, but Liam spoke first. "It's not what it looks like." "Yes, it was." I asked again, "How long have you been doing this?" Emily hesitated. "We didn't plan it. It just happened." Liam finally said it. "Over a full fucking year," which means they were together, sleeping together, lying to me, laughing behind my back. Before Emily broke up with me, which means my brother was comforting me while sneaking around with the woman I thought I'd spend the rest of my life with. My brain just shut down. I couldn't speak. I just turned around, walked out of the house, and drove. I don't even remember the route home. I just remember my hands shaking on the wheel. Since then, my phone hasn't stopped buzzing. Emily sent me several long texts, saying it started after party, saying she didn't plan for it, that she's sorry, that she never meant to hurt me, that she hopes one day I'll understand that love is complicated. Im has been quieter. He sent me one message. "I know you hate me. I don't blame you. I didn't mean for this to happen." My mom found out. She's trying to be neutral, telling me it's messy and feelings don't follow rules and that family is family. And she said I should come to dinner next week. We're all hurting. It'll be good to talk it through. I told her if she invites them, I'm not coming. I think she expected me to be the bigger man. I'm done being big for people who made me feel small. The betrayal is layered. Not just the cheating, not just the lying, it's the fact that my pain was entertainment for them, that they watched me suffer and didn't even flinch, that Liam held my shoulder while the knife was already in my back. I'm not looking for advice. I just needed to say this out loud, to someone, to anyone, because I feel like I've lost more than a relationship. I've lost partner, brother, whole damn decade of trust, and worst of all, I still don't think they're sorry. Not really, they're just sorry they got caught. Update 1, thanks to everyone who commented or messaged me after my first post. I didn't expect it to blow up the way it did. I read every reply, even the tough love ones. And I honestly appreciate the validation, the shared stories, and the reminder that I'm not crazy for feeling absolutely wrecked by this. Since posting, things have gone from devastating to surreal. The shock has worn off and been replaced with this slow, burning kind of anger, the kind that makes your chest feel tight all day long. Liam showed up at my apartment 2 nights ago. He didn't call, didn't text, just knocked on my door. Like he didn't just nuke my world 96 hours ago. I didn't want to open it, but curiosity or stupidity got the better of me. He looked like shit, unshaven, eyes red, holding 2 coffees like this was some morning after roommate argument. I didn't let him in. We stood in the hallway. First thing he said, I didn't mean for it to go this far. I just stared at him, no emotion. I think that unnerved him more than if I'd screamed. He went on to say that he and Emily got close after the breakup, but then corrected himself and admitted it actually started before the breakup, but only emotionally. He claimed, we didn't sleep together until after she ended things with you. What convenient line to draw. According to Liam, things started the night of my birthday party last year, when Emily got drunk and cried on his shoulder. In the backyard, I had gone inside to grab the cake, and they apparently had one moment it turned into late night texts. Late night texts turned into inside jokes, secret meetings, then feelings. That's the word he used, like it's justification. Feelings. I asked him if he ever felt guilty. You know what he said? All the time. But I kept telling myself you'd moved on. It seemed like you were healing from the breakup he helped orchestrate. I told him he was coward, that if he truly cared about me, or even respected me, he would have come clean long before it reached this point. He would have had the decency to leave her alone and be my brother first. He said, I didn't want to lose you. I laughed. Couldn't help it. I said, you didn't want to lose me, but you chose to betray me. That's the part that keeps echoing in my mind. He chose this. Over and over for months. Eventually, I told him to leave. He just stood there for a second like he expected hug or absolution, and walked away. Then came Emily. She texted me a 6-paragraph essay titled, please read. I did, against my better judgment. Spoiler, it wasn't worth it. She wrote that she never meant to fall for Liam, that she fought it, that she tried to keep her distance but felt seen by him in a way I hadn't made her feel in a long time. She said I emotionally checked out the last year of our relationship, that I was distant and focused on work, and she needed someone who made her feel alive. So yeah, classic deflection. That it's your fault. Cheated, row. She even said, I felt like I was grieving our relationship before it ended, like that somehow makes months of sneaking around acceptable. The worst line, I hope one day you'll see this wasn't just betrayal, it was fate. Liam and I didn't mean to find each other, but we did, and I believe we were meant to. I didn't respond. I couldn't. I've typed 30 different replies and deleted all of them, because what can you say to someone who uses destiny to excuse deception? Let's talk about the mutual friend betrayal. You know who knew? Jordan. One of my closest friends from college, part of our regular friend group, the kind of guy I've crashed with during breakups, split rent with on vacations, celebrated birthdays with for nearly a decade. He knew. He messaged me after my post blew up and said he was sorry for not saying anything sooner, that he thought it wasn't his place, that he was hoping it would fizzle out. I asked him when he found out. He said around 8 months ago. 8 freaking months. He saw me spiral, watched me get drunk and ran about Liam and Emily. Heard me question my worth, my manhood, my whole damn identity, and said nothing. He claimed he felt stuck, that he didn't want to get in the middle. I told him that's exactly where real friends should be. Right in the middle, standing beside you, telling you the truth even when it sucks, not on the sidelines, letting you drown because it's more comfortable to look away. Needless to say, Jordan's blocked now too. My mom, not handling this well either. After I told her I wasn't coming to Sunday dinner if they were invited, she said, you can't cut out your brother forever. I told her, watch me. She cried, said families go through hard things, that it's just love in the wrong order. What does that even mean? She keeps minimizing it, like this is some awkward love triangle instead of full-blown coordinated betrayal. To be fair, my dad's reaction was different. He called me the day after my post, quiet at first, then he said I'm ashamed of both of them. He offered to host dinner just the two of us this weekend. I might take him up on that right now. I feel like I'm living someone else's life, like I woke up in a bad movie. But here's the part that hurts most. Liam and Emily, they're still together. I checked Emily's social media, don't judge me, and she posted photo of fresh starts and learning to choose happiness even when it's hard. No tags, no faces, but the background was unmistakable. My parents' backyard. My mom let them host BBQ there last night, like nothing happened, like I died and got replaced. Anyway, I'll stop here. There's more to say, especially about how my sister is reacting. Spoiler, she's furious with Liam, but I'll save that for another update. I don't know what moving on looks like yet, but I know it doesn't include people who smile in your face while building new life behind your back. I'm done protecting people who shattered me. Update 2, I wish I could say things have settled, but betrayal has a way of spreading like mold. It seeps into every corner once you start pulling things apart. Since my last update, I've learned that what I thought was love triangle was actually more like web of silence. The number of people who knew, or at least suspected, what was going on between Emily and Liam is way larger than I could have ever imagined. Let me start with Rachel. Rachel, 28, is part of her college friend group. We used to hang out every weekend, movie nights, hiking, birthdays, all of it. She was especially close with Emily, but we were friends in our own right too. After the breakup, she'd check in occasionally asking how I was holding up. I always assumed it came from a place of kindness. This week, I found out she's been lying to me for almost a year. It started with conversation with Becca, another mutual friend, more my friend than Emily's. Becca texted me after seeing my original Reddit post and said, "Hey, I know you're hurting and I don't want to make it worse, but I think you should know Rachel knew, like she knew early. And apparently, Rachel was the first person Emily confided, and when things started developing it with Liam, and instead of warning me or calling it out for what it was, Rachel encouraged Emily to follow her heart. Becca told me there was even group chat, separate from the one I was in, where Emily and Liam's situation was discussed, joked about. They were joking about me, about how oblivious I was, how sweet it was that Liam brought me beer after he'd been at Emily's place. I confronted Rachel via text. She replied with, "I never wanted to hurt you, I just didn't think it was my place. I figured Emily would tell you eventually, and I didn't want to betray her trust, and so let me get this straight. She didn't want to betray Emily's trust, but had zero problem watching me unravel, checking in to monitor my grief like it was character arc. I told her to lose my number permanently. Then came more silence breakers. Another mutual friend, Tony, called me yesterday. He sounded guilty from the second I picked up. Said he wanted to come clean. He told me there was weekend trip last summer, maybe 4 months before Emily dumped me. Group lake house getaway. I couldn't go because of work. Emily went. Liam went. Rachel went. Tony went. He said one night they all got pretty drunk and Tony walked in on Emily and Liam cuddling on the porch after everyone else had gone to bed. Not kissing, but clearly intimate. He confronted Liam later. Liam brushed it off, said it was platonic comfort and that he and Emily were just bonding. Tony says he knew something was off, but convinced himself nothing was happening, or worse. He said he assumed Emily had already ended things with me and just hadn't told anyone. That means I was the last to know. Even people on the periphery saw the signs, felt the tension, watched the stolen glances, the subtle closeness, and no one said damn thing. It's like being at your own surprise funeral. Everyone's dressed in black, and you're the only one who thought you were alive. I had a long call with Becca. She's the only one who's been honest with me since the beginning. She admitted she had suspicions but wasn't sure. Said the vibe between Emily and Liam was always a little too close, even back when Emily and I were solid, but she didn't want to accuse them without proof and destroy our friendship if she was wrong. I get that. I really do. It sucks, but I understand hesitating when you don't have certainty. But what Rachel, Tony, and others did, that's not hesitation. That's cowardice. That's choosing complicity. Let's talk about what this has done to my friendships. Out of a group of 10 people I considered close, people I've known since I was 19, only 3 have stood by me. Becca, a guy named Mike, and my cousin Derek. The rest, either silent, defensive, or straight up supportive of Liam and Emily. Yep, you read that right. Apparently, Liam's been telling people I'm blowing things out of proportion, that I'm being territorial over someone who wasn't even with me anymore, that I'm using Reddit to ruin his life. No, Liam, you ruined your own life, and just finally refusing to protect you from the fallout. Want to hear something really twisted? I found out from Becca that Emily brought Liam to party last month. Birthday for one of Rachel's friends. The same group of people I used to hang out with weekly. They introduced him not as her boyfriend, but just Liam, as if people wouldn't connect the dots. Some of them actually congratulated her for finding happiness after heartbreak. After my heartbreak, it's like I got erased and replaced in real time, and everyone just clapped. My trust is shattered, not just in them, but in myself, because I keep replaying every moment, every dinner where Liam showed up unexpectedly, every night Emily got texts and smiled at her phone, every time I felt something was wrong but convinced myself it was just anxiety. I knew. On some level, I knew, but I didn't want to be that guy, the paranoid boyfriend, the insecure brother. Turns out I was just the one person too loyal to imagine how disloyal everyone else could be. So where am I now? I started cutting ties. Hard. Deleted the group chat, blocked Rachel and Tony. I left social media entirely for now. I stopped responding to texts from people, just checking in when what they really want is the gossip, the narrative, the next twist. I'm not giving them that. I started journaling again. I signed up for therapy. I've been hanging out with my cousin Derek more, and honestly, having one person who doesn't flinch around me right now is saving my sanity. I'm slowly learning this. Not everyone who sits at your table is breaking bread with you. Some are just watching you bleed. More updates soon. Next up, my family, and how they're reacting now that the truth is undeniable. Especially after what my older sister did to Liam last weekend. It's not over. Update 3. If you followed my last two updates, you know this hasn't just been about cheating ex. This has become complete unraveling of the people I thought I could trust. Friends, chosen family, and now my actual family. This past weekend was supposed to be my dad's 60th birthday celebration. Backyard BBQ with just immediate family and couple of close family friends. Nothing major, but in true karmic fashion, it turned into something unforgettable. For all the wrong reasons. Let me backtrack a little. After the original fallout, I told my mom I wouldn't be attending any events where Liam or Emily were present. I meant it. She pushed back at first. She kept clinging to this family sticks together narrative, but I drew a hard line. So imagine my shock when, 3 days before the BBQ, I found out Liam and Emily were invited. My older sister Nina, 31, was the one who warned me. She called and said, "Hey, heads up, Mom's letting Liam bring Emily to Dad's party. She's saying it'll be less awkward if we all just rip the band-aid off." I laughed out loud, like actual painful laughter, because in my mom's world, ripping the band-aid off means inviting my ex-girlfriend turned sister-in-law wannabe to family gathering as if she hadn't detonated my life with my brother's help. Nina was pissed too. She's been in my corner this whole time, no hesitation. She told her mom she didn't approve, that it was cruel to blindside me like that. Mom's response: "They're together now. We have to get used to it." No, we don't. So Nina and I made our own decision. We'd show up, but we wouldn't play nice. The BBQ when I arrived, I didn't see them right away. For a second, I thought maybe they bailed, or maybe my mom had changed her mind, but no, they showed up fashionably late, like damn red carpet entrance. Emily wearing summer dress I bought her last year, aiming one of my dad's old watches like he was already easing into his son-in-law role. What stunned me wasn't just their presence, it was the reception. My mom hugged them like she hadn't just lit match and walked away from the wreckage. Few cousins nodded politely. One even said, "Hey, glad you could make it, glad?" I stood off to the side near the grill with my dad. He saw my face and just shook his head. "You want them gone?" he asked. I nodded. He nodded back. He called my mom over. Their voices were low, but it escalated fast. I heard him say, "This isn't unity, it's delusion." And my mom said, "You're going to let one mistake tear the family apart. One mistake, year-long affair, betrayal, lies, gaslighting. Mistake?" My sister stepped in. Nina's never been one to hold her tongue. She walked straight over to Liam and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "So, how's it feel being the reason your brother needed therapy?" Liam tried to laugh it off. "Nice seeing you too, Nina." She didn't blink. "No, really. I hope it keeps you up at night." Emily pulled Liam's arm and tried to walk away, but Nina followed. Emily, for someone who didn't mean to hurt anyone, you sure did hell of a lot of damage for 12 months straight. That's when my mom lost it. She actually yelled at Nina to stop ruining the party. Let me be clear. My mom yelled at the daughter who defended her brother, not the son who destroyed that brother's relationship, not the woman who inserted herself into her fam. Behind my back, my dad finally stepped in and said, "Enough. If they stay, we leave." That was the tipping point. Emily and Liam left. No apologies, no acknowledgement. Just took their potato salad and walked out like they were the victims of her drama. Later that night, I had a long talk with my mom. It was raw, not angry, just exhausted. I asked her how she could sit across the table from people who destroyed her son's life and still offer them plate of food. She said, "Because Liam's my son too, and I can't lose both of you. I get it on some level, but what she doesn't seem to grasp is she already has by trying to keep the peace if she picks side. There's no neutral in betrayal." She asked if I would ever forgive them. I told her forgiveness is earned. They haven't even apologized. And here's the part that really shook me, my cousin Ava, who's like sister to me, confessed something I didn't know. A few months before Emily dumped me, she caught Liam sneaking out of Emily's apartment complex early in the morning. She didn't say anything because she thought maybe I knew about it, or that maybe Liam had crashed their after party. But when she saw them together at the BBU, all clicked. That means this wasn't just some slow burn affair. It had physical roots long before Emily ended things with me. My mom, for the record, still insists Emily didn't cheat, because apparently if a woman breaks up with you on Tuesday and sleeps with your brother on Wednesday, it's fine, as long as she waited until after breakfast and done playing semantics. Where things stand now, I've gone full no contact with Liam and Emily. Blocked, deleted, erased. I told my mom I need distance from her too. I won't come to family events if she continues to pretend this is normal situation. My dad, bless him, told me he'll start hosting dinners himself just so I feel like I still have home. Nina's already told Liam she's cutting him off unless he apologizes. Sincerely. So far, silence. My extended family split. Some support me quietly. Others have swallowed the "let's move on" Kool-Aid. It's like I'm grieving two deaths. The life I thought I had, The family I thought had my back, and the cruelest part, Liam's not sorry. He still thinks this is just messy love, that he and Emily are star-crossed victims of inconvenient timing. Not man. This wasn't Romeo and Juliet, it was Judas and Brutus playing house. Final update, cutting them off and moving on Hey Reddit. It's been a couple of months. I took time off to get my head right, and I think I'm finally ready to write the last chapter of this whole twisted story. If you're just tuning in, my 29-male ex-girlfriend of 5 years, Emily, cheated on me with my younger brother Liam. They were together for over a year behind my back. I found out when I walked in on them kissing at my mom's house less than a year after she dumped me out of the blue. Mutual friends knew and said nothing. Some even helped them, my family. Torn apart, my mom tried to normalize it. My dad and sister chose me. The betrayal was deep, constant, and orchestrated. Now, 2 months later, I can say this with clarity. I've cut them off completely, and it's the best decision I've ever made. No contact. And I mean it this time. In my last update, I mentioned I blocked Liam and Emily. That's still in place. And I've gone even further. I changed my number, created new emails, moved apartments, scrubbed my social media, and locked everything down. Not out of fear, out of necessity. Ian tried to contact me through mutual at first, texted my cousin Iva asking her to mediate and talk to me man to man. His idea of heartfelt apology. I just want to clear the air. We're still family. Let's not throw it all away. No ownership. No remorse, just damage control. Emily, she emailed me on my birthday, long message full of growth and understanding, and she said she's finally learning to forgive herself and hopes I'll find it in my heart to do the same. Funny how people get the courage to apologize only after they've built new life from your wreckage. I deleted the email and blocked the address. Didn't even read the last half. Mutual friends, filtered and flushed out of the 10 people in our original friend circle, I now speak to exactly 3. Becca, the realest one, Mike, solid as hell, and my cousin Derek. The rest, gone. Some ghosted me, some doubled down on. Not picking sides. A few even attended Liam and Emily's recent engagement party. Yes, you read that right. They got engaged just 6 weeks after the family fallout, after 5 years of being with me. After lying to my face. The worst part, my mom went. She didn't even tell me. I found out from Facebook when one of Emily's friends tagged her in photo captioned, "A future mother-in-law goals blessed." It felt like second betrayal. And that night, I did something I never thought I'd do. I told my mother I need space, indefinite space. She cried, said I was punishing her for something she didn't do. I told her, you didn't stab me, but you smiled at the people who did. That's enough. My sister went scorched earth. Nina, my older sister, is still my rock. After the engagement news dropped, she blocked Liam and sent Emily a message that deserves to be framed. You're not family. You're the wrecking ball that wore smile while swinging. Congratulations on the diamond. Hope it keeps you warm when karma catches up. She refused to go to the engagement party. Told her aunt she wouldn't speak to Liam again unless he showed actual remorse. And not the PR-friendly kind. My dad's been quieter. Sadder, honestly. Keeps trying to keep the rest of the family intact, but I can see it's taking toll on him. He didn't go to the party either. He's still hosting weekly dinners at his place. For me, Nina, and whoever else respects boundaries. Karma came knocking. Here's where it gets poetic. Emily's job recently did background check before offering her new leadership role. Turns out one of the HR managers. Married to a woman who used to work with me. Small world. That woman saw Emily's name and said, "Wait, isn't that the girl who cheated on Op with his brother?" The story went viral. Guess who didn't get the promotion? And Liam? Well, he tried to organise reunion with some of her extended family. Most didn't show. Few that did reportedly spent the entire event talking about me, not to defend me, but because they wanted to know how he could justify any of this. Word is he left early, frustrated and embarrassed. Good. You don't get to rewrite history just because you got the ending you wanted, where I am now. I'm not healed, let's be honest. 5 years doesn't disappear in 5 weeks, but I'm getting better. I started therapy, weekly. I've picked up writing again. Fiction mostly, but it's helping me rediscover my voice. I joined gym, started meal prepping again, little routines that remind me I'm mine again, and I met someone. Nothing serious yet, just coffee, walk, the occasional laugh, and it feels nice, safe, real. She doesn't know the full story yet, but she will when the time is right. For now, I'm just letting myself feel again, without suspicion, without triggers. Closing thoughts, here's the truth. I'll never get back the version of me that existed before this betrayal. That guy died the moment I saw my brother and my ex on the couch, like I never existed, but maybe that version of me needed to go, because now I see clearly. I see who rides with you when things get dark. I see who gets quiet because your pain makes them uncomfortable. I see who stays, who betrays, and who pretends to do neither while letting the house burn around you. So if you're reading this and you've been betrayed, not just by lovers, but by friends, by blood, by people who swore they had your back, Listen closely. You don't owe them seat at your table just because they helped build it. Let them eat alone. You'll be amazed how peaceful silence sounds once the liars are gone. Thanks for listening, Reddit. I'm forward, and this time I'm not looking back.